My doctor fell in love with me. But her husband walked in at the worst moment. Chapter 1. The first checkup. A heartbeat too fast. Manchester, UK. A rainy Thursday morning. Jacob Reed, a 22-year-old college athlete with an easy smile and disarming charm, walked into Rosewell Private Clinic for what he assumed would be a routine checkup. He had fainted on the treadmill last week, and though he brushed it off, his coach insisted on a proper cardiac evaluation. The moment Dr. Eleanor Grace stepped into the room, everything changed. Eleanor, a 42-year-old cardiologist with 3 kids and a cold marriage, wasn't expecting anything unusual. But the second her eyes met Jacob's, there was an unexplainable pause, like the room itself inhaled. She ran the tests, asked the questions. But Jacob's light humor and deep eyes lingered in her thoughts long after he left. For Eleanor, whose days had become a loop of hospital rounds and dinner table silence, Jacob's energy felt like sunlight piercing through stained glass. She told herself it was nothing. Just a young, polite patient. But hearts don't listen to logic. Chapter 2. Follow-ups and fluttering walls. Jacob returned weekly for minor tests and blood work. His case wasn't severe, but Eleanor made excuses to keep him coming, tweaking medications, monitoring patterns, extending consultations. Their conversations grew longer. He asked about her favorite books. She laughed at his gym mishaps. One day, she accidentally called him Jake instead of Jacob. He smiled and said, "Only my mum calls me that, and now you." Her face turned crimson. Her heart skipped. Ironically, at home, her husband Daniel noticed the shift. He was a rigid businessman, who married Eleanor more for image than affection. They hadn't kissed in months. His idea of love was financial security. Eleanor wanted warmth. She started looking at her phone often, rereading Jacob's polite thank you texts. It was dangerous, but addictive. Chapter 3. Night Shift Storm. One night, a thunderstorm drowned Manchester. Jacob messaged her. "Power's out. Kinda spooky alone. Clinic open." Joking, mostly. She hesitated, then replied, "Backup generator works fine here. Want coffee?" He arrived 30 minutes later, drenched and shivering. They sat in her private consultation room, sharing hot drinks, surrounded by dim emergency lights. Music played softly from her speaker, some old jazz tune. He asked, "Why are you always alone here?" She answered honestly, "Because I feel less alone than at home." Silence. He reached for her hand. She didn't pull away. They danced, slowly. Close. Then, a kiss. And then, regret. She broke away. "You should go," she whispered. He nodded, hurt. Chapter 4. Giving in. Days passed. She ignored his texts, buried herself in work. Then came a voicemail. "I know it's wrong, but I can't stop thinking about you. You made me feel seen. And I'd rather have one honest moment with you than 100 empty ones elsewhere." That night, she went to his flat. They talked. They cried. And they made love. It wasn't just lust. It was tenderness. Healing. 2 broken people searching for something real. She stayed till morning. She smiled like she hadn't in years. But outside, parked across the street, was a black BMW. Inside it, Daniel. Chapter 5. A silent betrayal. Daniel didn't say anything at first. He waited, gathered evidence. Then, one morning at breakfast, while the kids ate cereal and Eleanor checked clinic schedules, he placed a USB on the table. "Watch it. When you're done, pack your things." She plugged it in. Her face turned white. Footage from outside Jacob's flat. Time-stamped. Labeled. Watched. "You disgust me," Daniel said. "You're done." He filed for divorce the next day. Chapter 6. Courtroom coldness. Daniel went full attack mode, accused her of endangering patients, of infidelity, of mental instability. He used everything against her. Eleanor fought back. But the court favored Daniel for primary custody. She lost her youngest child. The clinic board put her under temporary suspension. Jacob tried to visit. She told him to stay away. I don't regret you. But I regret what I've become because of this. He cried. She watched him go. Chapter 7. Rebuilding the Ashes. Months passed. Eleanor moved to London. Opened a new clinic focused on women's mental and physical health. Became a speaker on emotional abuse in marriages. She gained respect, strength, a new version of herself. Her kids began visiting her again, slowly. But at night, she still checked her messages, hoping for a text from Jacob. Nothing. Until one day, a patient walked in. Bruised arm. Paramedic uniform. Jacob. Chapter 8. A new pulse. They didn't speak at first. Just stared. Then, still dancing to Jazz in Storms? He asked. She laughed, tears forming. Still recording heartbeats? She asked. He nodded. They talked for hours after the clinic closed. He told her, I never stopped caring. But I needed you to find yourself first. They didn't kiss. They didn't need to. Hope had returned. A new beginning, this time not stolen, but earned. The end.